Welcome to Eviliv3, the live media commentary show that answers a question. Why can't the infected target bigots? Like, seriously?
Yeah, it seems like they're the ones that always get away.
They're wily. Like coyotes. I don't understand why they always like worm their way into society. We should have like shaken loose. They're like the fleas of society. Why haven't we been able to shake them loose yet?
That's an excellent question.
Well, subscribe if you're new to the channel, because today we're going to review HBO's The Last of Us, Season 2, Episode 1, Future Days.
Yeah.
I'm in. We're returning to this series after a very long time. How was the return for you?
Fantastic. I was curious. Obviously I'm still curious because I really don't know how they're going to turn this into multiple seasons.
Right.
Because it's slated to be at least 2, I believe.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Like if anybody's played the second game, you understand it's a big fucking story. So, it's they changed a little bit, but I'm okay with what they did.
Really, they changed? What did they change?
So the smart zombie.
Yeah.
That's the first time we've ever seen one of those.
Oh, really?
Plus, that whole scene,
Yeah.
there wasn't the smart zombie because again that didn't exist. It's just a whole fuckload of zombies in that central area.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah. So it's like I kept waiting. I'm like, oh,
Right.
Jana's looking at me like, what? I was like, just wait. And then there's one little scrawny zombie. I'm like, oh, all right, let's see where this goes.
So I got to ask, from someone who has played and experienced the emotional stress of playing through this same scene, and you had already mentioned that you're okay with the change, but is there any sense of disappointment? Because that whole sequence was the most video gamey of the entire show thus far.
Really, even more so than the horde attack.
I'm sorry, I meant this
This
particular
this
season.
season,
But yeah,
yes.
that was very gamey too.
Yeah. So while I understand why they did what they did, I of course like the video game better, because it's not the whole group going together and then them stumbling on that. Like it's Ellie getting lost in the fucking blizzard and having nowhere else to shack up but in that grocery store. So it's just her and her horse there.
So that changes the whole dynamic, because we're presented with a version of Ellie who is trying to do like MMA against a guy who's like 3 times her weight, which is wildly unrealistic, and she would be destroyed in a second. And then like her being respected by other people for some unknown reason because she's feisty, I guess. Like there's no reason why we're presented with the version of Ellie and the respect of Ellie that other people have for her, except that we're just told. And so we just have to accept it.
Yeah.
And in this particular case, I like that she's not that sort of Mary Sue character where she does get knocked down on camera. She's not invincible and super powerful. But I don't understand why everyone sees her that way. They're all survivors.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, to an extent, like she was on her own for a hot minute. And I think like because people understand sort of her backstory, it makes a little bit more sense where it was just like a fucking 12-year-old girl taking care of herself against a zombie apocalypse. So it's like it makes sense in the context of her entire life. But yeah, the thing is, in the opening of the game, like there's a whole scene where she's walking around the town, and you get the feel of it being very lived in, and like everybody sort of has mutual respect for each other just because of the situation they're all in. Whereas, with this, it seems like, oh no, she's a badass, and we all look up to her. And it's like, no one really looked up to her in the game.
Yeah, I looked up to her lived experience at the end of the last season because it was wildly powerful and emotional, and I was invested.
Yeah.
But to then extrapolate that onto like stranger survivors who have all gone through some shit, or else they wouldn't be here still. It was odd for me to make that leap, especially when she was so aggressive to authority. Like any semblance of authority. She was just like, no, I'm my own person. I can do whatever I want, and I'm going to convince you that I'm going to be able to do what I want. And everyone just capitulates the whole episode, and it's so frustrating. I think part of it for me is that I was reliving some experiences of my own daughter. Like I'm living through Joel and Elle here.
I was kind of figuring there was a little bit of a parallel why this was so emotional for you.
Yeah. Yeah, it was rough because I've literally been there, walking on eggshells, frustrated as fuck, not knowing what I can and can't do. Right. Right. Well, it's actually infinitely better now than it was like a year ago. And that's really how it goes with kids. Like you're like day to day, month to month, year to year. But like I'm in an infinitely better place now than I was, even like a year and a half ago or a year ago. And to see Joel as a surrogate father who had literally, I think everyone would agree, walked through hell to protect this child and done things that no human should have to do to protect this child. And then to have her for literally no reason wholly resent and hate him. Like I can't accept that. I'm just like, you fucking are.
Yeah, right. Especially, well, never mind.
What?
Just go ahead. Go on. Sorry, I was going to go into the game. I'm not going to go into the game.
Well, we're not game territory yet.
Yeah.
But like, it's frustrating. Like we shouldn't have to. All I'm asking is why can't people just appreciate what others have done for them to make sure that they are here now to be shitty? Like,
right.
The right to be shitty is everyone's right. I get that. We're all there. We've been there. We've indulged. But, at some point you have to be like, thanks. That's all.
Right.
It doesn't take a lot. Thanks. I appreciate you letting me be a piece of shit. For fuck's sake. It's the worst. Being a parent is so hard. And I feel like Joel has this sort of extreme example of that, where he's literally has no connection to her except for the lived experience. And he has made this parental, understandably, totally acceptable parental sort of transposition of him being her father and her being his daughter through the shared experience, through this insanity that they've been forced through. Why is she acting like this? I get it. If you're an entitled bitch, then yeah. But she's not. He literally saved her fucking life umpteen billion times. She saved his life once. Like, what the fuck? I just don't get it. It's not normal, like high school bullshit and life bullshit. This is extreme circumstances. This should be bringing you together, not pulling you apart. I just don't understand what 5 years could have done.
I think it's the 5 years of comfort they've had because they have a community, they have an entire area.
Right.
And of course the game, because there's so much more room to play around in it. Like I said, you get a feel of it not just being a fucking safe haven for people, it being a literal community. Right. Like everybody hangs out, everybody knows each other. Like it's the closest thing to a post-apocalyptic world, or the closest thing a post-apocalyptic world can have to pre-apocalypse, essentially.
Right. Interesting. All right. So this episode was directed and written by Craig Mazin. Of course, it aired last week. We're going to watch the next episode tonight.
As soon as we get off.
And let's just get into this because we left them with Joel murdering the people that had, ostensibly, they didn't really hire him, but hired him to take her to them in order to save her because they were going to get to the fungus, whatever, in her brain. And he was like, hell no. And then she was like, promise me that everything went down the way you said. Why did he not? And this is a question I just threw out there to the universe. Can we not be honest? They're going to fucking kill you, kid. Like, I didn't want them to kill you. That's why they're all dead. Not enemies, not renegades, not mushroom heads. I killed them to save you. Why couldn't he have been honest in that moment, do you think?
Vulnerability.
Oh.
Like so two parts to that. Like one, definitely the vulnerability. Like he can't go through what he went through 5-6 years ago with losing his daughter. So that's why he always keeps a little bit of her at arm's length, as it were. So I think it's part that and part the fact that she was so gung ho to help because it was potentially getting rid of zombies.
Yeah.
Period. Like going back to a normal world with her help, and she would have fucking hated him. Like, of course, kid doesn't want to die, but if that would have ended everything, there's the huge possibility that Ellie would have been fine with sacrificing herself.
Right.
And he made that choice for her.
Right.
And that seems to be sort of an ongoing thing of, again, like with her hating authority, somebody making a decision for her would piss her off, even though it literally saved her life.
Right, which was paid forward throughout the entire episode. When we had that bigot moment of that dude calling him dykes.
So that scene pretty much was shot for the video game.
Really?
Damn near. Like if you watch a side-by-side comparison, the only difference is in the show, Joel throws that motherfucker on his ass, which that is realistic. In the game, he just sort of shoves him back a little bit.
I would have punched him in his head.
Yeah, I understand why he would have shown some restraint because he's essentially a head motherfucker in charge and has to act like such. But yeah, I would have fucked a motherfucker up over that shit.
Yeah, there's so much going on in that moment because first of all, I'm watching it like as a viewer, just being like, I'm a romantic, so I'm just like, oh, love, this is amazing. Like they're connecting, and she's nervous, and the other girl's like into it, but is she into it because she's high? You're not really sure, but it doesn't really matter because they're like they have this moment, and this fuck ass comes in and ruins the whole goddamn thing. Like you can't turn your fucking head.
Right.
Like they're clearly in a moment. Like young love is the most precious thing there is because in a couple months it's gonna be spoiled. It's gonna be ruined. Someone's gonna fart while they're going down on them, and the whole thing is gonna turn south. So like love is like fragile, and that initial bond and experience is so amazing and precious. Why would you be a shit ass and just destroy it? And then to watch that as a father and see a dude call your kid a dyke and all you do is push him over? Yeah, I don't think so. You just murdered people to save her life a couple years back. I would attack this mother. They would have to pull me off her. Like, that's my daughter, you fuck. And how do you hate love? What kind of a piece of shit hates love? Because you don't understand it? Who gives a fuck about you? Like, I've never understood this idea that people have of hating how other people experience joy and love. What the fuck business is it of yours?
Exactly. It literally affects you in no way, so just go fuck yourself.
It's shocking that we still have to deal with this today. We're 2025. We're in the fucking Jetsons future. And this is what we care. I get it. It's a story. It's not real life. But there is real life.
It's fucking real life.
That's why it's emotional. And what the fuck is wrong with us is all I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, man.
Jeez. It fucking kills me. And the thing that gets me, the only thing that I guess really bothered me about that scene was just the scenes leading up to that.
Yeah.
Because from what I remember now, it's been years since I played The Last of Us Part 2, so I might have forgot something. But from what I remember, she wasn't out, like, at all. It was kind of assumed, but she wasn't like out, and that's when she was outed, as it were. So when her and Dina were talking, like on the way out to the mission or whatever, it's like that's not what happened in the game. Like that, nobody knew. That's why that dude freaked the fuck out and called her a dyke.
That's so interesting because do you think that everyone knew or just Dina knew?
Dina knew.
Okay.
From my understanding of from what I remember of the game, I think it was just one of those things. Like they're close, they're friends, and yeah, you kind of pick up things. So.
So let's say you're a leader in the community, and you're at a community dance, and a couple, regardless of the couple, starts getting a little bit hot and heavy on the dance floor. How do you react to it?
Me personally, I don't fuck. It's like, cool, kids, that's normal.
You're like, just fuck on the floor. It's
It's like
fine.
that's what happens eventually.
Wow.
No, I
I
mean,
would
if
be
somebody
like,
came up
take
and
it
bitched,
outside.
I would tap on the shoulder and be like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely not getting all fucking dickish with it.
Yeah, fucking uppity. Like, what the fuck?
Like, I mean, I have to do semi-similar shit in my job. Like when people are getting them just a little bit too much, it's not that hard to be like, hey man, you want to tune it down just a little bit?
Yeah.
You do it quiet, you do it polite, no one gets embarrassed, nobody's the wiser.
Yeah.
That's what you fucking do when you're in a community.
You're in an 8. Bring it down to 5. Go home, go to 10. But here, let's stay 5. Like, that's it. That's all you got to do. And what, like, it's the end of the world. Literally, the end of the fucking, like, society has fallen.
Mm-hmm.
You can't shake loose these old, archaic fucking hates at this
Right?
point.
Because it's all based on religion.
Yeah.
And clearly there's no God.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh man, that scene alone was enough to make me lose my shit. Like me, because I literally was just like, I love this. They're finally finding a connection in this post-apocalyptic, and this guy's like, "Fuck you, fart." Like, why? It's like Will Smith going up and slapping fucking Chris Rock. He's like, "Whoa, you just broke the vibe, dude. What the hell?"
Yeah,
The
100%.
nerve. And then
It's like everybody wants to slap him, but nobody does it because you're not supposed to.
Yeah. Yeah, just sit there and suck it up like everyone else. I like her reaction to him, like, "I don't need your help," and him just being like, "Okay." I would have taken a little bit of different approach. I would be interested to hear how you would have reacted to that. Who gives a fuck about public persona at that moment? The person that you just fought and killed for, after years, has pushed away from you and is sort of raging against the machine, as it were, as we all have been there. So we certainly have perspective and understand it. How do you react in that moment when she's just like, "I don't need your help"? Like, what do you do?
Honestly, I'd have been as broken as him. Probably do the same thing. Go home, pout, and find something else to do.
Yeah.
Like, I would just completely shut down because it's like, it's already, like, I'm never one to give a fuck about embarrassing myself.
Mm-hmm.
I can do it, but it's not easy. But like, I wouldn't want to make a bad situation worse for the other person, because it's like, yeah, I get it. You know, I was young at one point, you know, a couple years ago, and so it's like, I get it. Like, tensions are high, fucking hormones are crazy. You're going to feel terrible about that, and at some point, you're going to slink up and apologize. So it's like, why make it worse? Let them fucking fester with that shit and let that do the damage that words from me couldn't do.
Yeah. I would have like straight up like screamed out, "I didn't do it for you. You're not the only one here." Like, he's being a hate-filled piece of shit, and yes, he's doing it for her, but he doesn't have to admit that. I would have like tried to like transpose the focus from her to the betterment of the community, and we don't need bigots in this community. And that's true of life. We don't need people like this. I don't know why people suffer this. The reality is yes, there are people that hate others for no reason, just because they're unhappy with their own lives, or they think the world should be X instead of Y. But guess what? The world is Y. And if you don't accept it, that's fine. That's on you. But you don't get to spoil everyone else's fucking party because of it.
Right.
So we need to shut these fuck asses down and stop indulging their behavior. "Oh, that's just the era they were raised." Fuck you. That
is some bullshit ass excuses. Like, I will argue a motherfucker to the death over that shit.
Yeah, we just don't need it anymore.
Like, anytime that shit's brought up with how my grandma's a fucking racist, it's like, well, that's the era she was raised in. It's like, cool. I was raised in an era where we said a lot of fucking bigoted shit too, and that was normal. Guess what? I fucking don't, because I evolved.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah. Instead,
generational shit does not excuse being a fucking bigot.
100%.
Period.
So we got a couple new things in this season, and we had already discussed the first one, but I kind of want to return to it because I think it's interesting, but it's also like wildly derivative. It reminded me a little bit. Do you remember that video game It was the first cooperative zombie apocalypse game on Steam. It was on Xbox before it was Steam. God damn it! Now I can't. Left for Dead. Is that
Oh
what it
yeah,
was?
Left 4 Dead. Oh my
So it was the
fucking
best.
god. Yeah, dude, that was straight up a fucking witch, man.
Yeah.
Like, well,
Thank
almost a
you.
witch. She wasn't as scary, but oh
It
my
was
god, that was
right.
the
Yeah. She
greatest
wasn't like
fucking zombie
terrifying,
game
but
ever
she was
made.
like whimpering and
Well,
trying to lure you in, and then you get close, and she's just like, ah.
yeah, man, I so fucking desperately miss those servers. Like Left 4 Dead 2. Now, of course, I just said greatest zombie games ever, and that's obviously a lie because Left 4 Dead or The Last of Us 1 and 2 greatest games ever made. Period. But that's a close second.
Left
Like
4 Dead was
especially the
fun.
second one, man.
Left 4 Dead is like Dawn of the Dead, but you get to be in it and
Yeah,
play.
yeah,
It's so much fun.
it's fucking great.
And you get to
Yeah,
like shit talk your friends while you're killing zombie. Like, and like if you're isolated and alone, you're just crying out to them, "What the fuck are you doing? Where are you? Help me! Help me!" It's the
yeah,
best.
fuck yeah.
Ah,
It's
so
I
much
miss
fun.
it so much.
So that's what it reminded me of, and it sort of took me out of the movie a little bit. But that whole sequence where she's like the bottle and she's like, bah, like stabbing a zombie to death after luring them out with some sort of crashing noise. And maybe it's because I had played a lot of the first game since then. But when I first experienced, like when they were in the museum in the first season, before old girl like died, and they were like sneaking around, and the mushroom zombies. Do they have a name? I feel like
Clickers.
clickers. So the clickers are like moving around, and they're like trying to evade them and stuff. That is very the game. But I hadn't played the game at that point, and so it never
Mhm.
really connected that way for me. Now, like watching this, seeing them go on that recon mission and then crawl up in the building and navigate the building was so video gamey to me.
That was the video game.
Yeah, like quite literally. And I can't help
Yeah.
but think, is there a point for viewers who have not played the game where they're just like, this is a little too video gamey? If you're not a gamer, do you still appreciate it on the same level, do you think?
So I can actually speak to that because
Oh,
I've talked to people just yesterday actually about that. Yeah, I know people that watch the show, love the show, that never played the games, and yeah, it doesn't take them out at all. And I don't even honestly think anybody really considers it because it's just like, if you have no frame of reference,
yeah.
you're experiencing it just like anybody else. Like if you're watching anything else. So I think it's one of those things where it's like, if you haven't experienced it, I don't think it's going to make a difference. But the people that have experienced it, it does.
Right.
Like I'm a fucking loser. I have an obsession with backpacks, and I lost my shit when Ellie put on the backpack to go do the recon mission because it's like, oh my god, that's the actual backpack. I have that backpack.
Oh, really?
I got entirely I bought the super duper spiffy collector's edition of part 2, and it came with her
Wow.
backpack. And yeah, I love that backpack.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I've spent
All right.
way more money than I should have on it, and I'm okay with that.
Hey, Chris, thanks for tuning in, man. You're probably weird, but you love all the minutia of the day-to-day chores and how this town operates in an apocalyptic world. You want to work on circuit breakers, I guess?
I mean, that shit is fascinating. Like the idea of having to essentially rebuild the most mundane shit that we don't think about every day. Like, I wouldn't know how to fucking fix a breaker. I would just be like, well,
Right.
that's fucked. Or like the
Yeah.
pipes and shit. So I get it. And yeah, the ease of killing them, like I feel like that's just a part of chores. So it's like you eventually get used to it.
You have to, especially after 5 years.
Hmm.
Like you have to, and of course, like Joel and all the other adults, they've been living with it for years on top of that. So this is
Mhm.
just like a normal thing. It is weird that murdering humanity, like, because they're not just murdering clickers, like they're also murdering other humans. This is like a regular chore of life.
Mhm.
They have to make decisions on a regular basis. Are you like turning against us and trying to control us and destroy us? Are you an insane person or are you a clicker? And some of them have the mushroom thing on their heads, and some of them are just like shit asses that we meet every day in life. And you just have to make that call. Am I going to cap this motherfucker? Like, because
Right.
there's no room for suffrage at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're either, and there, I think the moment where, ooh, I feel terrible because I don't remember her name, but she was like his brother's girlfriend, and she's like the community leader,
Mm-hmm.
like whatever her name is. She's talking to Joel,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Look, we've got to take these people in. You were a refugee once too, and we let you in, and we have to, like try harder to allow these. We're saving a species here. This isn't just about who we like and who we don't like. This is a species thing, which is again why the bigot thing bothered me so much, because this isn't about your personal preference. You can't just live in one southern community in the United States and live like that and be happy. We have to all live together. So you have to make concessions here, people, for fuck's sake.
Right.
The worst part about all of that is, and this is the last thing I'll say on it, we have all been suffering, all of you fucking hate-filled bigots, for our whole lives. We have suffered through it. And you can't suffer through one experience that's not even involving you personally. You just happen to be in the general area of. You can't suffer through that, but we have to deal with your shit every day of your whole life?
Yeah.
What the fuck? No perspective. I hate that. I hate it so much. All right, I won't say it again. Sorry. I don't know why it bugs me so much. It does.
Well, I mean, fuck it being from a religiously. Whoa, let me try that shit again.
true.
I swear to God, I'm sober today, guys, which I shouldn't be. It's really weird. But being in a religiously oppressive state, like, that's normal. Like the idea of my opinions and beliefs are law, yours is wrong. So it's understandable that it's going to hit home a little bit harder for people that experience that in a day-to-day, their day-to-day lives.
Right. And I had mentioned it early on, but the beginning of this episode like hit so many things so fast and so hard that some of it for me was just wildly unbelievable. What did you think about her fighting that dude and then making him tap?
I mean, I've played the video games. I believe it.
Oh, you do that in the video game?
Yeah, I mean, she's a
badass.
Fuck, I really want you to play the second one so bad.
I haven't even finished the first yet.
You haven't finished the first?
No.
Oh my!
I have no idea how far I'm in it either, because I don't know what the whole story is, even after watching the series.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, you don't like the series.
I'm like sneaking through backyards at this point. I don't know what that means, but
that could be the beginning of the fucking games, for all I know.
Right.
It's man. She's a boss ass motherfucker, dude.
Right.
Like, you ever get a chance, like if Steam or if they ever do an actual like multi-plat release of the second one, it is
I think the remaster is out there
of part 2.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's I think it's out there.
Yeah, no, it's if
or
it
it's
is
coming out,
and you don't have a PlayStation, fucking do it, because she does some shit.
Right.
Like there's I will say, if you kind of want to have shit spoiled, look up the Rat King battle.
Really?
Fuck. That is.
Do you think that's coming in this show? Like, are we gonna see that?
I fucking hope so. That is like the single scariest zombie I've ever seen.
Rat King is in like the mushrooms are all tied together through their mushroom thing to make one big mushroom king.
Yep. It's just like
weird, man.
Just like, dude, and it is creepy as fuck.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So it bothered Krish how nonchalant the clickers, they took the clickers. Violence is all these girls ever had known, so that's their way of controlling it, maybe, the environment around them. I don't think it's weird at all. Like, you get normalized to insane shit really quick. Like, that's the one thing about our species that's so, I think, impressive and special. The only reason why we've survived ice ages. We've survived global catastrophes. Like, we are nothing if not like cockroaches.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I don't ever fear our species will ever go out unless our planet gets exploded before we started colonizing space, because we will survive fucking anything. So in this particular case, and the point is you get used to it. And I think, we use that in the military in order to normalize abuse and um, well, the literal destruction of the self in order to build you back up as a sort of clone soldier
Yeah.
mentality. Like you have to be able to be a malleable species to deal with that type of trauma. And what you find becomes normal outside of context is shocking. So, I don't, that didn't bother me at all. I was 100% in for it because they're not humans. They're not even alive.
Hmm.
They're like these things that are trying to murder them at every second. Yeah. Like get them before they get you
Yeah.
100%.
It's like having a rabid raccoon in your yard. Like you're doing a
What?
favor to both yourself as well as the raccoon by taking it out.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
is what it is.
Is this like a thing you've dealt with? Because I feel
No,
like
absolutely not, man. I fucking love my raccoons. They are fat, scary little shits, and I love seeing them.
Oh, here's an interesting question: is this the last functioning town this size in the whole world, based on what's going on? Because
Do you really want to know?
do you know the answer?
Yes, I know the fucking answer. I
Oh,
played the game.
right. But is that like the end all? Like it says like this is globally, this is it, or this is just regionally, this is it?
Do you really want the answer?
All right, fuck off. I love the idea that this is a persistent, if you're paying attention, because they don't hammer it in, but it is definitely there from the very beginning to the very end. The tendrils going through the clay pipes. This is globally spreading. And it reminded me of the remake with Tom Cruise in War of the Worlds, where they like spread their little red tendrils everywhere. That's what this fungus is doing globally. And
Yeah.
it's this global network. And if you know anything about plants, like up in Canada, the largest living organism is like acreage of plants, like all interconnected. It is this hive mind, and mushrooms are able. And if you've ever watched Fantastic Fungi documentary, which everyone should,
Yeah, if you guys haven't watched it, holy fuck, you need to,
brilliant.
and you will cry.
It's
It is
brilliant,
beautiful.
and it brought to me a sense of connection that I to all of life that I never would have thought about if it weren't for that
Hmm.
documentary.
Yeah, same.
It was
That's what made
fucking
me want to
amazing.
do mushrooms again.
Yeah,
Like, I'm still scared of it because I'm a pussy, but I want to.
we tried.
Yeah, I tried.
To be
I'm going to try
fair,
harder next time.
right? So, like, I love that sense that this is a closing threat that is like looming ever closer. And not just that, because, in these sort of post apocalyptic survival type shows, you have humanity to deal with. And the
Hmm.
repercussion, the fallout of what Joel did to save Ellie is like ever present, especially at the end of this episode. And I'm sure
Hmm.
it's going to come to light in this next one we're going to watch tonight. But that's what I love so
Yeah.
much about this is that we are not just dealing with like monsters. We're dealing with humanity, which if we were all fair, we're the worst monsters
Yeah, exactly.
in
Definitely.
reality. Um, so is it frustrating for you as someone who knows this storyline to watch the arc and have it stop at a certain point and you're like, oh no, but next is going to be blah. Or like, is it frustrating or do you enjoy it that
Oh,
this is a new medium?
I fucking love it, man. Like, I'm one of those weirdos that I don't like when a show comes out all at once. Like, on one hand, yes, I love the idea of just spending a weekend at home, getting fucking super baked, making like just a metric fuck ton of popcorn and decimating a show all in one go. I love the idea of that.
Yeah.
But there's just something so perfect about episodic adventures being spaced out because it makes you consider it. It makes you think about it. And it's not just like consuming content. Like you're actually appreciating what you're watching because you have a week to think about it before the next episode.
Yeah.
And then the great thing with this is the fact that I don't know what's going to happen tonight at all because they're sticking with the story arc of the game, but like we've already seen not only from last season but even just this episode we're discussing right now, they have no problem changing up the story to suit it better. And with the fact that they're already talking about how the second game, part 2 is going to be split up into multiple seasons, I have no idea. Is it going to be one character story for the first season, another character story for the second season? Is it going to be?
Oh, is that how the game is broken?
No.
Oh.
The game is broken up in back and forth.
Hmm.
So like you'll go pretty hard into one character's story, and then it hits just a fucking heavy note.
Oh, really?
And then you go into the other character's story, and then it just kind of switches back and forth.
Right.
With a just devastating end. But yeah, it's like I don't know if it's gonna be linear. I don't know if it's gonna I have no fucking clue what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So
That's
that
exciting though, right?
Exactly. That's the thing. That only makes me even more excited because I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And even if they did follow the game to a T, they're still going to change shit up. So yeah, man, I'm so fucking excited about this season.
And here's the thing, like we've seen how they've changed up in the first season.
Mm-hmm.
And the changes that they made, I know some people got all like butthurt and upset because they're fucking haters and bigots, but I thought it was
gay in the fucking game too.
I didn't get that vibe.
You didn't get that vibe when Ellie pulls out the fucking gay porno mag from the truck as they're leaving
the series, yeah, but not the actual.
That's in the fucking game.
I don't remember that.
As soon as her and Joel get in the truck and start fucking off, she starts going through the truck, opens up the glove box, and it's full of gay porn.
Oh, I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, now it's fairly subtle. Like, obviously, with episode 4, it was more, like, hey, we're actually going to experience his story this episode, and then it's going to tie into them. But yeah, like, that's the thing. It was a beautiful fucking episode. And anybody that hated it, please just go kill yourself.
Yeah, we actually have like people who watch our reviews that had watched that episode that we reviewed, or watched our review of that episode, and then replied like, it's fine that they changed stuff, but there's people like us who don't appreciate that type of. I can't remember the exact thing, but it was definitely like, I'm from the South. We don't like that sort of thing. This is gonna tank. Clearly didn't. You're wrong. You're on the outside. But like. I don't blame people for how they were raised. I blame people for their actions. And if you don't learn to evolve, we're not saying you have to suck a dick.
I am saying you have to suck a dick. Because quite frankly, until you suck a dick, you don't know if you don't like it. Just saying. If you can choose to be gay, that means you're choosing to be straight. Go suck a dick and make sure you're actually straight.
I've got one. If anyone wants to, just brush your teeth first is all I ask. Maybe with some extra mint because I like the tingle.
Yeah, it's nice. It's yeah.
It'd be so funny. I hate this, but can I just suck you off to see if I'm straight? Okay. I mean, this is going to be weird as fuck, but let's see how it goes. It might be cool. I don't know. You might have skills. I don't mind a little teeth, is all I'm saying. Like let's see where this goes. What the fuck were you talking about?
I don't honestly.
The theme
know.
is suck a dick, people. That's the theme we're getting at.
Yes.
No, I love the music of this episode. It brought me back instantly to the first season, and it's so beautiful because it nestles you into this almost like Western old-timey world, but it's like frantic for survival. So much more than, like a bad weather season.
Well, it's just it's straight up spaghetti Western.
Yeah.
Because it's a fucking Italian composer doing music that would fit Jackson, Wyoming. It's just perfect. And the fact that he came back to do the score for this season as well, it's just like, God, you sir, you're a fucking mensch. Like, I loved it. I saw some of the behind the scene pictures of him like actually on set getting pictures with people.
Oh, really?
And it's like, you motherfucker, you're good.
Nah,
you're
that's
too
cool.
good.
I love the music. I love there's an emotional tone that the cinematography evokes of this sort of like tranquil peacefulness. And then it just instantly shifts into like suspense and then terror. And the way that they're able to just like move through those, like the second that Ellie killed that witch basically in the neck, and then her friend came running down, Ellie was cool. She was like calm, like, yep, it was just the one. It's pretty fucked up, but it was just the one. And I assumed watching it, she was still pretty panicked, but she didn't want to put that off. but it's still the fact that, okay, I can go from fighting for my life to putting on a facade for a girl I like within seconds belies, like, you have to live this life in order to do that. Because
Yeah.
if it happened to any of us, like someone walks in front of us, we happen to be standing in a rando line, and someone walks in front of us in that line, the world has ended. We are so hurt and upset and put upon, like, how dare you? I was in the line first. You cannot cut. Like, that's the worst insult you can do. And yet, like, she's like, no, these things are like actively trying to kill me, and I'm okay. I'm good.
Right. And then going home and being like, well, gotta clean this up. Pulls out her knife and just starts carving herself so it looks like a cut.
Right. I heard some other reviewers like, where did she get the tattoo? And I was like,
They talk about it in the fucking show eventually.
oh, did they?
Well, I can't remember if they talked about it in the show, but well, yeah, her and Dina were talking about it on the fucking horseback.
Oh yeah, she had mentioned that she got a tattoo.
Yeah, because like, oh, so and so gave you those, huh?
Has no one has grown up like doing the G string of a guitar like shaved on concrete, and you put it in a Walkman motor and a pen, like a Bic pen sheath, and gotten like old school tattoos, or just literally like a pin, like a sewing pin with thread wrapped around it. You dip it in Indian ink and just poke the shit out of yourself.
That's what's covered up right here. That's what's covered up right here. I got a couple of those on my legs that are covered up. There's one above my dick that's covered up. Yeah, man, come on, that's fucking normal.
Why are people like being all weird about her getting a tattoo?
Yeah,
and like, and not
so
just like in world, it's not a weird thing. Like everyone, they don't even really like, there's nothing. But like out of world, like people like, why would she? How is that? Everyone gets like kids do this just because.
I get yelled at by parents calling my shop because I refuse to tattoo under 16 years old. The youngest I've had asked was 12 for a motherfucking tattoo, and I yelled at them. Like,
get off my lawn.
It's fucking normal, man. Like, yeah. So the people throwing a fit about tattoos, like, come on, dude. It's something that predates human history. Chances are it predates fucking Homo sapiens.
Yeah.
Like, where there's a fucking will, there's a fucking way. Yeah. And guess what? If you've got nothing but time on your hands, the fuck else you gonna do?
Yes.
And in her case, it's to cover up scars because she hates having to cover up as much.
Well, and like in the show, they're making such a big deal. Like, you have to stay secret and hidden. Don't say, like, when she starts to say it out loud in the wilderness, Joel's brother's like, shut the fuck up. Like,
yeah, man, that's the thing. Like, they cast this shit so goddamn well. Like, I love Tommy. Like, he is perfect.
I think the only person that takes me out of the show is the True Blood girl, his wife. Like, because I know her from True Blood, I can't not see her that way, and I'm like, oof.
Aged. I have a hard time with
I'm a
that
piece
too.
Of shit. That's how I think, but I can't not think of her that way.
No,
like, we watch other fandom shows with our fucking Pedro hero here, and I still believe his character and everything. I'm not taking out from that. So why the fuck her? Like,
yeah, I don't know. Same way. Like, as soon as she popped on the screen, it's like, sugar.
Sugar.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I thought she was good, but yeah, there's that first initial, like, I should watch True Blood again.
What do you think of Catherine O'Hara?
Oh, I fucking love her, man. I don't think she's in the game. Again, it's been years, so don't hold me to that. I think she's in a new edition, but God, I fucking love that woman, man. She is such an amazing actor.
Yes.
Like, and to go from like one in the spectrum to the other and then immediately snap back into it and be like, yeah, so your turn.
Yeah.
God, fucking brilliant.
I love this renaissance of her as an actress. She's on some Apple TV show with Seth Rogen, and it's a brilliant, like, adult, brilliant show. And she is so great. She was on that literally like sort of insane Schitt's Creek, which was fucking crazy and wacky. And just, I couldn't even watch all of it because it was a little bit too much outside of my zone. She was great in it when she was on screen. She is so fucking good. It's so nice seeing an actress go from her sort of like middle ages when I was young, watching her in like Home Alone
Hmm.
and Beetlejuice, and then going to these, years later when I'm in my late ages, and she is just like on fire still.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
we need to celebrate like fucking actors that can pull that shit off, because most people, whether it's because of culture or they just think, the silver screen doesn't have anything for them because of their age, or women age out of, being actresses at X age, like whatever baggage you have individually, okay. But we're seeing that that's not true.
Hmm.
And we need to celebrate it when we see it, because she is fucking gold. When
Dude,
she's
she
talking
got me,
about how I
man.
fucking hate you, you killed my husband. I can't take this back. It's fucking out there. I'm embarrassed, but we have to now deal with it. I was in. I
Hmm.
was in that moment the whole time. It was so believable. She's so fucking good. And I think that's really the strength of this show. Like, yes, we're sitting, the setting is sort of like bananas, but the fucking story is so relatable and real and painful. And this is like, for my mom's generation, Dallas, but with like Star Wars quality visual effects. It's
Right?
so amazing. It kills me. I
Yeah.
love this show so much.
Yeah. I'm curious to see if we're gonna get to experience Eugene's uh, nursery, as it were,
What?
because you experience it in the game. Um,
Nursery?
yeah, where you would grow plants and
Like
other
weed and stuff?
vegetable
Is
matter.
there like an attack thing?
There is a whole fucking scene where they go to Eugene's grow house.
Really?
There is so much weed there. So I wonder if that was
Respect.
their little nod to doing that without actually doing that, or if they're
Right.
actually going to straight up show it.
It's like a
Um,
tease.
I mean, I think they're going to show it just because the brevity of the scene, which of course I'm not going to give it away. But yeah, that was the first thing I was curious about once I put two and two together of who
Right.
Eugene was, and Joel slaps down that fucking beautiful bag of greenery. It's like, I wonder if we're going to get that.
I want it. I want to see it. Like, I love grow house scenes.
Yeah.
There's this great old video game that Clive Barker wrote called Undying. I've live played it and stuff, and I played
Hmm.
it like just on my own when it came out. But it's Clive Barker. How do you not get a video game? It's a great story, but there's a grow house. It's not like weed; it's plants. But there's a greenhouse scene where these
Mhm.
monsters are like attacking you in it. And so as soon as I saw that, and you had mentioned something about a grow house, I immediately just thought back to that scene playing in the video game. And that would be so great. Like, there's this, even like Stephen King's Cycle of the Werewolf in the film adaptation with Corey Haim, I think it was.
Fucking silver
Gary
motherfucking bullets.
fucking Busey.
Hell yeah, love
Silver, it
that
was
shit.
so good. The woman who played Anna Green Gables, which I love. Like, there's the scene in that also
Mhm.
with a grow, like a sort of greenhouse grow house. It's just like there's something about it that you shouldn't feel vulnerable or scared in that type of environment. But when it's presented, you're just like, oh, how could I not?
Oh
Like,
man.
yeah.
So real life shit. So my dad's foster parents, they have this big, beautiful fucking house. Like my grandpa was an architect and he built the entire house by hand. And my grandma had just this beautiful fucking atrium that was 2 floors, 'cause their house was two
Wow.
stories. And that was pretty much the entire front of the house. So it was just nothing but windows, floor to ceiling, and she
That's
just had like the
amazing.
most beautiful fucking plants year round
Oh
in
my
there. And she
gosh.
was also like fucking like one of the best painters I've ever known. So
Wow.
like that's how she would spend her weekends, is just in her atrium painting. And it was the most beautiful fucking thing in the world. But I swear to God, being there at night, even with all my cousins and shit, like we'd go down there, we sneak down there and watch The Simpsons because, of course, our parents didn't know what the fuck we were doing. Um, One of us was always like kind of doing this shit while we're watching because there's just something, I don't know. It's like it's almost like you're exposed, but there's plenty of places to hide.
Yeah.
In places like that,
Lots of
it's
deep shadows.
yeah,
And the
fucking
filtering of the
creepy.
moonlight and shit. Yeah, it's so good. Mike Flanagan would have a fucking, well, he had a fucking fun time with that in like the Hill House show he did.
Hmm.
So good. Oh man. All right. What are we talking about? I feel like you have like a life story for every aspect of like all shows we've ever
That's funny
talked
because
about.
I feel like I have a boring fucking life.
You're just like, oh, but that brings up this time.
Oh yeah, you remember there was this one time, I fought a zombie with my bare hands.
Right. I
Turns
crushed
out
him
I was
with
just
my
high on
balls.
PCP and it was a cop, but whatever.
I went to his funeral. What do you want from me?
I gotta give him flowers. I fucked his wife. It's cool.
Funny. Oh, damn. Before or after?
Yes.
Okay. Well, at least there's a little catharsis there. This is a pity fuck at this point. I don't really like you now. Yeah, I thought the way that the setup, I believed, and it felt a little too real, but I liked that. I loved the conflict within the community because it's still there, and the fact that you're continually bringing in survivors and having to build up. I love the dial reference.
That show's so
I don't know if
funny.
that's supposed to be trite for some people or like it was so good it just landed. And I don't know if it's because I not like upper echelon, I've never I don't know. I feel like that's a thing, like you have to be a certain social status to appreciate. If you're like in the upper stratus, maybe it doesn't land as much. Maybe I'm just being a fucking idiot, but for some reason that's what I think. I'm a classist. What do you want? Anyway, like the whole show, it worked so well for me. And coming back to it after what has it been like a year and a half or so,
Something like that.
it's like I'm right back in. And I don't want to leave. And that's the thing. Like most shows, I'm also watching like The White Lotus and stuff like that, where I get an episode, I'm like, fuck, okay, I need to step away. This, I want to stay in. I want to live here. I want to move in. Like, let me grab my backpack and sleeping bag and just live here. It's insane to think that a post-apocalyptic world where you have to fight mushroom versions of humans in order to survive is more welcome than the reality of what we have going on right now.
Yeah, it's just kind of shows you how bleak everything is.
Yeah. It's fucked.
It's fucking true. Like, plus, this show makes me want to move to Wyoming.
Yes.
I lived in Wyoming. Does. I never want to go back to Wyoming. But this, it's like, I could probably do it. Not Rock Springs. Definitely not Rock Springs ever again.
Oh, really?
Ooh. Lovely people, but a lot of meth.
This is what I was talking about. The stories. I feel like there's a story buried in here.
Nope, that's it. I lived in Rock Springs, Wyoming. It was terrible.
All right.
Yep. Wyoming winters are awful.
Yeah, I do feel like that's kind of like never changed since the prairie days.
Yeah, no, it's
You're always buried in like fuck.
Terrible.
Yeah. Favorite part of this episode for you?
Oh man. God damn it. Like honestly, I gotta say it's probably Catherine O'Hara's scene. Just
that was great.
It like I said, I don't remember that being in the game at all, but it felt like it belonged. And it was just like there's a lot of heavy emotion in this episode, but that was just the hardest. And especially the fact that like she pretty much made Joel not be able to say shit. Like he just got up and fucked off.
Yeah.
And,
that
just so beautiful,
so powerful, because I'm not sure he knew how to say it was presented in my opinion as if he didn't want to say I killed a bunch of other humans to save her. It seemed like her insinuation was that he had like done something untoward to her personally, rather than what he actually did would, save her life and protect her. And there was never anything like that. But it felt like that's what her insinuation was. But it could have just been coming from the sheer pain. This is her first birthday without her husband of 41 some odd years. The dude who did it's right in front of her. She's like, straight up, I know you had to, but I fucking hate you. The complexity of all the emotions happening all at once. He's in a totally different space. She's in a totally different space. For some insane reason, they're sitting across from each other and they're just like throwing energy in some insane directions at each other. And I do genuinely feel like he is just, he doesn't know how to react. I don't know if it's a machismo thing, if it's just a him thing, if it's or what it is, but at some point he has to like just let the emotion out, right? He's being too closed in, standoffish.
Hmm.
He's got to just bust out. Is there an emotional outburst in the game?
Hmm.
Oh, cool. Okay, good. Well, I hope they do that in the show because I'm feeling
Oh,
the
it's gonna
buildup.
happen. It's gonna happen.
All right.
That's where I'll leave it.
Like
It's
fucking
yeah.
with me. All right.
No, I'm not fucking with you. I don't want to give anything away because it's some shit.
Well, Chris, this first season with the downside of unconditional love, the showrunner spoke about season 2 being about the downside of community and how you define that. He thought it was interesting. You know, there was I lived in Salem, Utah for 5 years, and it was the most community city I've ever lived in my life. We had like fairs in like there's this huge like park yard space behind my house where the whole community would come and gather. They would do like football games amongst the adults and like there's trees that me and my brother used to climb up and people fell out of and like the sense of community was very very strong. I've never felt that anywhere else in my life. And I remember reflecting fondly on it as a kid. Have you ever lived in like a community where like people are involved with each other, maybe a little too much in some cases?
I mean, yeah, when I was forced to be a part of the LDS church when I was a kid, like there was
That
a
was
lot of
mine
that
too.
shit.
That was what I'm talking
Um,
about.
like as much as I absolutely despise that religion, like that is the one silver lining is it does force people to get together that wouldn't necessarily be together
Yeah.
otherwise. And I mean, of course, there's a lot of problems, a lot of racism and shit. Um,
Oh.
but when I wasn't being persecuted for not being white, no, it was a
Wait a
pretty good time.
second.
I know. Yeah, good times.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's about the only other time. I mean, sort of in Rock Springs. Like I said, the people up there are fucking cool, but there's a lot of meth, so it's
Yeah.
not the greatest.
Never done meth, so
It's not fun. I
it's
don't
not fun.
I don't recommend it.
All right. Well, if it's not fun, I definitely won't do it. I was on the fence. I was on the meth fence.
Do you want to be a really, really awake? Then do meth. If you don't, then don't.
I'm alive. Um, I mean, were you okay with all the cast of the like Abby and Maria and Seth and
Abby
Orlin?
blew my fucking mind
Oh
because
yeah.
if you look at just facially, so if you look at the face of the actor
Hmm.
versus the face of the video game character, like they could not have done better
Oh wow.
at all. Like she looks like young Abby.
Cool.
Now I'm interested to see how they're going to turn her into adult Abby because adult Abby is very different.
Oh really?
Like
Wait,
she
how much
is,
time are we going to be spanning in this?
I don't know, like
Eh,
it could be a hot minute because the game itself I think is well, so the game it's hard because it goes. I mean, I guess the show's doing it too, where it's showing 5 years previously and present time.
right.
And that was pretty much par for the course with the game as
Okay.
well. But yeah, like Abby definitely hits the gym in that 5 years.
Hey, survival is a hard life.
Yeah, and she can
You're strong.
beat the fuck out of life.
Cool. Do you play her in the game?
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah, she's fucking fantastic. Like I love that character.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm excited to see how she pans out in this
Same.
show. Yeah, for me, my favorite part was the parent dynamic and how awkward it was and how I would have done things differently. And then I reflect like, but mine didn't go so well, so maybe I shouldn't have done it differently. And like, I love that aspect of it. But also I want to see the continued survival aspect of it because as much as I love the drama, seeing those like what we would in the industry call B-roll in the industry. I'm not in the film industry. I'm in a creative industry. We call B-roll where it's just like sequence shots that don't really mean anything, just provides atmosphere.
Mhm.
Those are the most interesting to me. Like when it does the roll over the town, or when Abby is looking across the giraffes, which I want to touch a giraffe's face for so
Dude,
badly now.
I was just like, God damn it, I wish I'd be alive to see Salt Lake City like that.
That'd be amazing.
I fucking hate Salt Lake, and
it would be a
that's what it should be.
purification.
100%.
Oh man,
Yeah, it'd be so beautiful.
and I really want to touch a giraffe's face,
Same.
like really bad. I'm such a fucking wiener. We went to Wheeler Farm today, and it was just this old farm setting that we've gone to a bazillion times growing up, but it was just the first time with our new dog. And so it was like seeing everything through his eyes for the first time. And it was a wonderful whole new experience, and getting to see tiny little amazing adorable piglets. And now I have to have a pig. Everything.
Yeah.
I love fucking animals so much. Whoa. What? Zubba. I love, wait, no, how do you say I love fucking...
You just love animals so fucking much. There, now there's profanity and the point's getting across, but you don't sound like you're into bestiality. Or sorry, interspecies erotica.
Oh boy. What was your least favorite? Did you have a least favorite?
No, not really.
This moment is my least favorite.
No, this is definitely not my least favorite. This is my favorite of this episode. Yeah, no, this is like I hate to say it this early on, the first fucking episode of the season.
Right. We only get 7.
I really don't think there's going to be a bad episode. I don't think there's going to be anything that I don't like, that I'm not supposed to not like. It's perfect fucking TV. It's just a great reminder of how HBO is now and always will be the king of television.
And letting creators just do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's stunning. I can't think of maybe 3 shows in my whole life that I would have been like, there's no way it's a bad episode. Like, it will always be shocking and amazing and draw me in more and more and more. There's only a handful of shows that have ever done that.
Mm-hmm.
And for us to be like in the time to witness it, and the focus and appreciation of storytelling, because we're a little too dystopian sociopolitically in our world, that it's more important that we have this sort of escape. And it makes me start to like really appreciate the reflection and the super hype of like Shakespeare, who did all these sort of absurd type stories and presented it to the world in a time that they desperately needed it too.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, I need this distraction, and I'm so happy that we don't have to argue about it. We don't have to like whine about it or complain or feel weird about it. It's just a fucking bomber every goddamn episode.
Yeah.
We're so lucky. All right. Well, I hope people can find clean water and food to eat, because we're going to keep watching TV and feeling special.
Yep. I mean, you know what? We're going to be there soon enough anyways. With how...
Save us a seat.
Yeah, it's like we're going to be a third world nation by the end of the year. I guarantee it. So it's, this is more prep work than it is
take notes.
Just leisure time.
Yeah.
So think of it that way. When democracy collapses, this will be us.
I don't have a go bag. I need a go bag. Maybe we should do an episode about what goes in our go bags. Putting together go bags.
Yeah. A lot of snacks. I tell you that much.
Mostly snacks.
It's pretty much just snacks and a couple of books. Maybe my medicine. Because like I've always got weapons on me. Like all my pockets usually have weapons, so like I'm good on that end.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, you never know. What's that?
I have lint in my pockets.
Let's see.
I don't even like.
I got my brass knuckles. I've got my box cutter. Yeah, man. I'm always packing. Oh, you'll love this. Hold on, I got a lot of pockets. It's somewhere. For the most important thing I carry in my pockets at all times, a chance cube for making decisions.
Star Wars
Yay,
rules
Star
all.
Wars.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Let us know what you thought of the first episode of The Last of Us in the comments below. If you're joining live like Chris, I'm assuming he's wearing probably a t-shirt, but no underpants.
I mean, that's
I'm
usually
actually
how it goes.
imagining it now. And I don't even I've never seen your body, but seeing your little cherubim-like butt cheeks endears me to you a little bit more. Maybe take up archery, grow wings. All right, like it or not, evil spelled backwards is live, even on Zombie Jesus Day.
Hell yeah.
So get out there and be evil. Never
It
remember
still
this
stinks.
ending. Like, we just don't do this enough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got a season of goodness to do that with.
This and Andor.
Oh my God.
It's good.
Tuesdays. Yeah, I'm so excited.